Morning, it's Tuesday morning and it's 5:10. I've got 3 hours 41 minutes to get down to Coventry. That should get me there for 10 to 9. Course starts at 9 o'clock. Hopefully there'll be no traffic then. So yeah, we'll get on down to Coventry and see what we can see with these dumpers. I've made it down to Coventry. I've just turned up at the Mecalac building and yeah, we'll go and see what's going on. This is the start of the production line at the Mecalac factory where they're building dumpers here in Coventry. So it starts with the axles, then the chassis is added, and then it goes all the way down to the bottom of the factory. And yeah, they're building 11 machines a day at the minute. So you get your spec sheet, which is here. That tells them what to build it, all the parts for doing it, all the tools for building them. Cool. And the engine's added. Swivel tip, this one. Radiators added. And then the start of the bodywork. And some of them will get cabs. All the way to the finished job down there. This is where the skips are fitted. So it's all built up now, tyres on, engines in, all piped up, and look, the seats are on, steering wheel, and they'll even decal them up as well, look, so you've got your thumbs up to avoid being knocked down. It'll have the customer names written on. All the way to the end, look. This must be where they put all the lubricants and bits in, so there's air conditioning pump. This big tubby is full of screen wash. What's this one? Not sure what that one is. It's flammable though. Maybe a splash of diesel. Hi, I've just caught up with Dave here down in Coventry. Got some nice Hydroquip merch here. I've got my hands full, look. No, I've been having a good catch up with him. Been looking into, you know, comparing vans and one thing and another and talking about the job. So it's been nice to meet a like-minded person. So if you're in the Coventry area, give Dave at Hydroquip a shout, because this man is clued up on his hoses. So give him a shout. Right, I'm on my way to go and find my hotel. Right, well I have my tea. You can have a look around my new van. So I did this van tour about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and the clip was about 13 minutes long. So here's a nosy around the van, what's in the drawers and whatnot, and I'll get this eaten. Right, let's take a look. So I already mentioned about the placement of them. I'm really pleased that I've got everything in and it's sort of not sticking out too far in case I need to put bulky items in here. Don't know whether I'll be keeping that or not yet. We'll see. I used to use a drum like that for draining transmission oil out of shovels and out the axle oils out. But I can get away with getting these drums underneath now. So I've got my new oil along here. I've got 40 litres of engine oil and I've got 40 litres of hydraulic oil, 20 litres of gear oil, water and a couple of empty drums for waste oil. In here, I'm pleased I've done this. I've got straps, lifting chains, and the come along. That used to take up a whole shelf in the old van, which was purely because I had the space to. I don't need to have everything in each individual box, so I haven't done. Here I've got quick release couplings, I've got quick hitch parts here, so there's a couple of quick hitch valves and bits and pieces out of quick hitch kits. I've got sort of like large bolts and then really large bolts. Up top here, I've just put my welding helmet there for now, and these two here, once I've finished the van, that's just got different fixings that I've used. Keep these empty for putting parts in for going to jobs. I'm pleased with these drawers here. These are lovely, these. So in here I've organised all my Deutsch plugs, electrical connectors, male and female blue connectors, mini fuses, large fuses, assorted bits and pieces, roll of wire and sort of offcuts of bits of wire and things like that. And then switches and diodes and a beacon pole in there. Next drawer I have got O-rings. I have never ever been stuck for an O-ring. That's a bag full of O-rings that I've collected out of sort of seal kits where I haven't needed the full seal kit, but you've had to get a full kit just for a couple of O-rings, so that's handy. I think these big ones here, these are the O-rings that seal the hydraulic tank up where the tank breather is. I've got Doosan O-rings here, and then I've got an assortment of O-rings again in there. Got some split pins, some roll pins, and some different sealants, thread lock, things like that. Still plenty of space to top that drawer up. In here I've got sort of the commonly used AdBlue things, so AdBlue injector, NOx sensor, AdBlue filter, a couple of little filters. There's also a rail relief valve there for a Perkins. But yeah, that's all sort of stuff that I have used quite regularly in the past. I do need to put an NH3 sensor in there and also a Perkins AdBlue filter. This is it is a knackered ECU for a Yanmar engine for a 6-tonner, I think it came off. It's just got a fault code on there for the cold start device, so if ever I've got a machine that's completely dead, I can put that ECU on it and that'll bring the machine back to life. It will run the machine, but it won't allow it to rev up. It sort of stays at about 1500 RPM, but it's handy to know that I've got that just to recover a machine if I needed to. And then this is my low pressure testing kit for fuel lines. Up here I've just got odds and sods really, empty boxes that I thought might come in handy. Carry bag, I use that if there's a machine broken down in the woods and it's a fair distance away from the forestry road. Fill that bag up and have a wander over. That's just an empty doodah. Yeah, and then over on this side, I'm not going to carry sort of oil filters anymore. I found really that if I was going to a service, I knew in advance that I was going to a service, so I'd pick up brand new filters. So the only filters that I'm stocking is a range of different fuel filters for different machines, because sometimes you can get caught out with fuel issues. I've got my sprays, WD-40 brake cleaners, a couple of tins of spray paint and some cleaning stuff. This is a fuel hand primer for the T25s, I think. I've got a couple of watering fuel balls. Often when I'm changing them, I'm sort of frightened to crack them, so it's nice to know I've got a couple spare. Also, I don't think you can get these watering fuel sensors separate, so I can always rob that one out of there to get a machine away. In here, what are they? Some clamps for some U-shaped bolts. In the back of here I've got a Perkins fan drive pulley and a belt tensioner. I've used them quite frequently. I've got a Perkins AdBlue pump and I've got a Doosan AdBlue pump. Shims, rags, straps for strapping stuff down in the van, a Magic oil pump for putting on my drill, cable ties, couple of clean jugs for handling AdBlue, bits and pieces like pressure sensors, temperature sensors, differential pressure sensors. What else have I got in there? A couple of solenoids, grinding wheels, cutting discs, tapes, things like that, assortments of small bolts and a few doughty washers and my grease nipples in there. In here I've got BSP, ORFS hydraulic fittings. In the back is like large fittings and bungs, and in the back of there is GIC fittings. Pressure testing kit and adapters. That used to be a lot fuller, but you find you use adapters to kind of get machines away and then you forget to order replacements, which is one of them. Fuel piping and pipe clamps, Jubilee clips, and a few quick hitch hoses for the mini diggers. Yeah, they could be quite common at going, so if I carry a few. Yeah, up here, first aid kit, cables for plugging into the machine, cables for plugging into the Perkins engine, 3/4 socket set, hydraulic testing gauges, couple of socket sets. Most of the sockets out the socket sets are in my toolbox, but there's 1 or 2 bits and pieces in there that I didn't have space for. Battery drill, 3/8 impact drill, and then these are me. See, this is what I'd like to have got around to doing, is just having a good tidy up in some of these drawers. So these are me sort of electrical. This is me electrical drawers for joining wires, and you know, quite often when you're doing electrical work it's in the cab, so I've got the plastics puller and things like that, head torch which is out of battery, next drawer, multimeters and various different plugs and leads for the multimeters, and a test lamp. It's in here. I think I've mentioned that before. It's called the fuse saver. I'll show you if I haven't, because it's plumb and handy. So you know, if you've got like a machine that keeps blowing fuses, you can put that into your fuse holder, and then in this case is a 15 amp fuse. You can put that in it, wobble your wiring about, and then if it trips, it just trips the switch there, and you can reset it and work out where your broken or shorted out wire is. So they're really handy, them, if anybody does that kind of work. Tap and die set, which is pretty, yeah, not good. Drill bit and a set of calipers. What's in here? Oh yeah, these mills snap-on stuff, so you can't get these batteries anymore, and you can't get those chargers anymore, so it's pretty obsolete. It's an old 1/2-inch gun, which might get me out of trouble. That might get me out of trouble too. And last drawer is just junk. Not junk, it all has its purpose. Big heavy punches, bars, odd size spanners, like that's a 26. I don't think I've ever used that. Just all sorts of, that's the most commonly used thing. Yeah, that's a magnet with a grabber on the end of it. It's handy if you drop something in the belly plate. Just stuff that I've had for years that I've found handy, but that's something I never had in the old toolbox. So when I put this workbench in, I thought about sort of sweeping it around here, which probably would have looked really smart, but I've never had anywhere to hang my boiler seats up, and that is just the right height. Just if they're damp, or you know, the one that you're wearing, you can hang up rather than putting it on the workbench and having it fall onto the mucky floor. I found this in a skip ages and ages and ages ago, probably about this time last year, and yeah, I've got a few tubes of grease just because I couldn't find anywhere else handy for them. Gloves, there's gloves in the back as well. And up here, can't remember what I put in here. Oh, jump leads. That's another spot I couldn't find anywhere for, so I've chucked them in there. Not using that often, to be fair. Got my boiler suits in over the roof lining. And then my big toolbox, and that needs a good tidy out before I show you what's in there. There's my inverter down here. Can you see? Not really. Is the flash gonna work? No. That's my inverter down there anyway. I got this old drum here bin. That's the gear for the new van, interior lights and things like that. And then finally I've got me serious equipment. It's just a little hammer, 3/4 bar, pry bar, and the come on, I'm not joking anymore bar. There we go. That is a, well, it's not really a quick tour, that's 10 minutes worth, but yeah, we're all done. Right, well done if you made it through all of that. I'm about to have my pudding, but you did ask for a van tour, so it's the van tour. I'll have my pudding, I'll get a bit of shut-eye. I'll see you in the morning. Right, ready for day 2 of training. It's 8:30, so I'm gonna go and get some diesel, and then I can set straight off from the factory to get home tonight. So yeah, it'll be all go when I finish the training course. So I'll put this bit on the end of my video, which I edited last night, and we'll get it up a bit earlier for you today. But no, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like. Any comments, just leave them down there. I'll try and interact with you as best I can. And yeah, for more bits and pieces, head over to my Instagram, Ali's Digger Diary. Right, see you in the morning, business as usual. Ta-da!